Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Runestorm Citadel. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing good. I'm up on this tree because I just kind of wanted to see how my castle looks from way up here. And it looks foggy. I actually lagged a little bit. So the reason I have the X's on the ground is because I was just kind of lighting up my area. Because I've been getting a lot more zombie spawns and stuff inside here than I like. But that's alright. It's just more experience. But then again, it's not alright because I don't want them really spawning in here very much anymore. Especially because I got villagers running around now. Not very many villagers, but they still exist. Yeah, looks like we're doing pretty good on our bees. My computer's kind of chugging away right now. I don't know why. Oh, it's fraps, of course. I should have guessed that, because as soon as I pressed record, it started just trying to vent heat or something. I don't know. So, I added some Valiant bees to the automation process, and they're going alright. Not getting very much of them, but that's because they have a really long lifespan, so you can't really grind them out as fast as you can the other bees. Still, they'll catch up eventually, and then I'll be able to use their precious DNA for other things. And I forgot my beealizer in the... What are you doing over here, butterfly? I forgot my beealizer in the storage system. So, a new Feed the Beast pack came out called Feed the Beast Horizons. And I have to say, it looks pretty awesome. And best of all, it's got Ars Magica in it and Thaumcraft 4. So there's lots of good, very good magic stuff in there. The downside, in my opinion, is that it doesn't have things like Buildcraft and Forestry in there. Because I really enjoy Buildcraft and Forestry for the various pipes and Forestry for the bees because I love my bees. But I think there's plenty of other things in that pack that make it look pretty damn awesome. And it's got me kind of debating. Because I do enjoy my world here right now. Because, well, partially because I've put a lot of effort into it so far, and it's come along pretty nicely. I enjoy a lot of the things I've done, and things I still plan on doing. I still plan on getting a tower finished, for example. I just need to go find some more quarried stone and work on it. Yeah, interesting thing I noticed is that the Dartcraft armor, when you have the flight on it, it actually turns off the X's when you are flying around. Slightly annoying, but I guess I wouldn't say it's really that bad of a thing. This will help cut down the amount of mobs that are showing up while I'm near the tower. Because they sure like to spawn in here during the day. Oh, look at that. I even have a spot in here. That's not good. Yeah, in here is all taken care of. Absolutely no spawning areas. Good. Alright, so... what was I talking about? Oh yes, horizons. Lots of things that look pretty cool in Horizons that I wish I could be experiencing right now in this world. But I can't, because this world has a lot of mods that are not available in Horizons. But it's got me thinking about the future of this world, because eventually I'll have done a lot of stuff in here that, well, while it's pretty cool, all the stuff that I'll have actually finished, a lot of it isn't really that optimized or anything. It's just kind of there to be there. I'm sure if I focused more on optimizing everything to be as perfect as it can be, well, one, this series would probably get a little bit more boring than normal. But then again, more people might appreciate me trying to optimize things and maybe showing a few things that they might not have thought of. And, well, to be honest, there's a few things I started that I haven't actually finished yet either, such as my processing facility. I haven't touched this thing for a really long time. And that's because I'm always off doing something else and focusing on other things, and I just don't know. Alright, this is a pretty nice setup, but it's not the best. I can admit that pretty easily. And one thing, it takes forever. And I've been debating on whether or not it's actually worth finishing. I mean, I put a pretty good amount of work and resources into this thing already, but is it the kind of thing I want to finish? I mean, yes, it can give me a really high amount of resources, but all I have to do is go take a look at how much resources I have just waiting to be processed, and there's no way that thing's going to be able to keep up. And look at that, 7,000 iron ore. That's 14,000 iron ingots easily without using my processing facility. All I have to do is put it into a pulverizer or a grinder, and I can double the amount of ores I get. Plus, with the pulverizer, you have a chance of getting some ferrous, I think it is. Yeah, ferrous. So, I suppose that kind of makes up for the fact that you can't get, like, I don't even know how much, 2.5 times the yield. And yeah, you can get, and yeah, you can still get double the yield, but I would be losing a small amount of extra ingots, but at the same time, I don't think I'm ever going to use that much ingots, so why should I even bother keeping the facility going? I should probably tear that all down and instead put as much pulverizers in there as I can. Because with a good amount of pulverizers, I can actually make a much better processing facility. Yeah, I think I'll do that. As cool and awesome as this stuff is, it's not the best, and honestly is so resource intensive that it's just not worth doing. I can't deny it. It's not worth it. I mean, look how much silver I wasted on this thing already. And all the glass. Each one of these mirrors takes 8 silver. And that's... let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 16 times 8. What is that? 16 times 4 is 128 silver used just on the bottom row of mirrors. Yeah, that actually is a lot. A lot that I could be using for, I don't know, tesseracts or various machinery that requires silver, but I have pretty much used up all of. I have 531 silver ore in here still, but still. Yeah, I completely screwed up trying to go for the not mine factory, factorization variety of ore production, ore processing, whatever it's called. It was a mistake. I can admit that. And if I did update to the Horizon pack, well, I would end up losing the factorization stuff, which, not a huge loss. I don't use very much of it. In fact, let's take a look at what there is. Conveyor belts. I don't use those. I've actually found them to be kind of buggy in the or no wait, that's not factory. We'll get to the conveyor belts in a moment. Let's see. Craft packets, I don't find them to be very useful. I mean, as far as I can tell, there's only a few items that require you to make a craft packet, and every other craft packet you can make is pretty much the same as just crafting the items, so why bother? The Leyden jars, not really the greatest thing for holding charges. Same with the batteries. Crystallizer, it's actually really great for getting slime. I'm not sure there's anything else that you really need it for, though, other than if you're trying to do a overly complex processing facility like I was, because I was stupid. And then, let's see. Mixer doesn't really do much for you. I have no idea what these servo rails or parasieves are. Water cooling, don't know. Pocket crafting table, kind of pointless because you can just use the what? My brain, it's not working. Minium stone, that's it. And everything else is either just the ore processing stuff or as stuff to make the machinery. There's glaze, but I have never learned how to use it, so I don't care. And then all of this stuff, which I believe is for the servo rails. And I have no idea how that stuff works, so I'm not even going to care about it. I'm guessing the servo rails might function the same way Buildcraft pipes do. But, oh well? Let's see. So another thing that I would end up losing out on is the mine factory stuff, if I go to Horizons. And while it is great being able to plant a whole bunch of things at once, I'm not sure it's really necessary for me. Plus, with golems, you can do the exact same thing that these do without requiring power. So the point of keeping these would be kind of, well, non-existent. And the only thing I can think of being neat would be this auto spawner, which actually I should try making at some point, because I need to figure out what it does and how it does things. Then there's the conveyor belts, which I've never used because they really seem to be buggy to me and somewhat broken. I've used it in creative mode before, and the items just kind of bounce around on the conveyor belts and sometimes will just stop and not move at all. And I have not been able to figure out what causes that. Stained glass, well, that'd be kind of cool, but oh well, I guess. Ouch. I just smacked my pan on the desk. Let's see, there's different types of ceramic dye, which I don't know how to make those at all even. Okay, and then what do you do with that? And oh, you make the conveyor belts or the stained glass. Well, that's not really cool. Blank records, not important to me. The laser drill would be the biggest thing that would be irritating to lose, but again, oh well, I haven't made it yet, I don't need it. Although it would be really cool to be able to get emerald ore pretty easy. Because that's what the laser drill can do, it can get you emerald ore pretty quick. But it requires a lot of stuff and a lot of power, so it kind of ends up balancing out in terms of how useful it is and how not useful it is. And there's raw meat and stuff like that. I think you get that from the slaughterhouse thing. I don't really know. But again, something else I have never used. And in Horizons I would also lose Buildcraft, which would get rid of the quarry, so that kind of sucked, but I think there's quarry equivalents in the Horizon pack, so it might not be that big an issue. Plus there is Thaumcraft, and with that comes the Arcane Boar, which functions like a quarry, so not too much of a loss, I guess. And I'd also lose Forestry, which would kind of suck, but you don't really need the bees, I suppose. And the only other things that Forestry offers is tree breeding, which is mainly for decoration stuff, and the auto farms, which I think are a horrible system because it requires a large amount of a limited resource. So they're not really that great of an item. Let's see, what other mods? I don't remember if the Twilight Forest was part of the pack. So that might be something that's lost, but again, I haven't really done much with that anyway, other than exploit it for resources. Applied Energistics is still in the pack, so that's great. Darkcraft's latest version is in the pack, so there's some pretty good ore processing in that, as well as making your own mob spawners. So that's kind of cool. Biomes of Plenty might be in the pack, I'm not sure. IC2 might be in there, I don't remember. Things I know that definitely aren't in there. I don't think the hat mod is in there. But I'm in single player, so hat mod is kind of garbage. Magic Bees, of course, wouldn't be in there at all, but not really that big a loss. Mistcraft, I think, might be in there. I don't think the modular force field system is in there, but I believe I saw an item when I checked it out that was a force field projector? Maybe? I don't know. Da, 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 da. Most of the mods that are in here I think are still in the pack, or some sort of variant that functions as well as what would be lost. Like, for Buildcraft, you lose all the pipes and stuff. However, there's a mod called Ender.io, which I believe does the exact same thing. Plus, Applied Energistics can kind of take the place of Buildcraft pipes to a much greater extent. It's more efficient at getting items. Well, I'm not even sure if I'm going to say more efficient. It's just faster at moving items around because it turns it into data and transmits the data to where it needs to go. So, very fast. So I think eventually I might take my map and try putting it into the Horizon pack to see how broken my map ends up becoming. But I think all in all it will turn out okay. But that's not going to happen for a while. I want to actually get at least this main part of the tower finished. And then fight all the bosses that are available. And after that I will end up going to the Horizon pack, I'm sure. Because after defeating all the bosses, I don't know, I guess I'll say that we're undergoing an industrial revolution of some sort. Plus, hey, Ars Magica 2, that's in the mod pack. And Galacticraft, that's in the mod pack. Two great reasons to play the Horizon pack. And those two mods alone would just make me want to play it now so bad. It's been so long since I played Ars Magica. I loved that mod. And I think it's going to go pretty well with Thaumcraft 4. Thaumcraft 4 being more about artifacts and material magic, and, you know, kind of turning the world into magical goo, or something like that. And Ars Magica being more about controlling magic yourself with your own energies, or something like that. I don't know, it should be pretty cool, either way. So, I had a plan that I was going to do today to somewhat free up inventory space in my system. Because as you know, I have a lot of cobblestone. A lot of cobblestone. So, now that I'm done rambling about the Horizon pack and potential future of Runestorm Citadel, we are going to make a level emitter. So we're going to need to get a basic processor for that. Need one of these. Go get that smelted quick. It's going to actually be done before I can get back there, but I need to know how to make these cables again. Do I have the flux dust? No, I do not. There, get a bunch more. A cable. Oh, I'm out of glass. Oh, that's kind of random. I'll go smelt some more then. I will take that. Thank you very much. Okay, so the processor goes in the center, correct? Alright, so this level emitter, I think we can just attach it... Oops. It's not the way I want it facing. Okay, so now we take a piece of cobblestone and we tell it over 1,000 cobblestone. I think I'm doing this right. Okay, that still says 1,000. Then next we need an export bus. A basic one will do. Interface. Conversion matrix. I need another basic processor. I'll just make 2, I guess. Because I'm out of silicone. Silicone. Thank you very much. Okay, so conversion matrix created. Interface created. Basic export bus. Oops. Okay, so uh, no, I think I'll actually make another set of cables. Oops. Shift click. Gah. Okay, so we're going to take that and okay, so export stone. Okay, that's working properly. Let's take the cobblestone part out because we need, oops, to create a void chest. Alright, so this is slowly deleting all the items that's getting put into it. And it's only collecting cobblestone, which is good. Alright, so how much cobblestone do we actually have? 483,825. So I want to check 483,000. So what if I set this to 484? That's still putting cobblestone in there. It's still putting cobblestone in there. I thought that it would shut off. Maybe... Okay, I might need the better version of this thing. Okay, so precision. Let's try that one. Active with signal. Alright, so it's not putting out any redstone signal. Now it is. And this is not working still. Okay, so what if... What if I got this wrong? That is not how I wanted it to actually go. What if I do that? Aha! Okay, so now you have a signal, and you are not putting... I don't understand this stuff. Okay, so it's always active. Active without a signal. Okay, you have a signal, why are you active? You're supposed to be active without a signal. You're still putting in. Why are you putting in? You're not obeying your own laws, you stupid machine. I don't understand what I'm doing. uh, what if I put a lever on it? I can't put a lever on it. Okay, so the redstone's not working for this, but the lever is. I wonder... Oh, I have cobblestone in my inventory. Okay, so now there is not a signal. Now there is a signal. Aha! I have discovered your secrets. I don't understand your secrets, but I have discovered them. Oops. Put that back. Okay, so we're going to tell it if there's 1,000 cobblestone, signal active. Emit when levels are below limits. Okay, so it's going to work like that, and it's going to slowly, ever so freaking slowly, get rid of our cobblestone. And by the way, it looks like our quarry has actually run its course. Now, I would go reseed it, but I think we're going to leave it for now, because we have a lot of resources that can get used up before we actually turn the thing on. Eventually I'm going to switch it over to do dirt next. Now, I know it'd be better for me to be doing a recycling plant right now, because then I could get actual good stuff out of this, but it's 400,000 cobblestone. I'm not going to do that. What I will do is let it go down to 100,000. Okay, we will keep 100,000 cobblestone in reserve. And I think I'll actually cut away now and just work on my castle, because I haven't done that in a while. I need to actually do that. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Wait, did I say cut away or does this end? 1 second. Okay, this is actually the end of the episode. I didn't realize that my talking about Horizon would take this much time. Oops. Oh well. It looks like a great mod pack. I recommend checking it out. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and fave. I'll see you next time. Take care, and goodbye.